Hello and welcome to tonight's video for examining Imperial Stouts. And we are gonna look at Imperial Stouts. These would be 8% or higher. So if you go below 8%, you're probably just talking about a strong stout, like say 6 to 8.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Hello, I'm being joined by Beverage Ramble. Now,
Hi.
hi. You have an Imperial Stout tonight.
Yes, I do. Rolling Rock. No.
Rolling Rock.
Yeah. Big Shanty Imperial Stout. 9% ABV. From the Burnt Hickory Brewery in, I think they're based here in Georgia. Yeah. I believe, yeah.
Never heard of it. Show it to me again. Big Shanty Imperial Stout. Huh. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I did a review of this back in December, I believe. November or December, I did a review of this beer. Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I have. There's no website listing for mine right now.
That's Young's, right? Chocolate Stout?
Looks like Young's Double Chocolate, but no, it's just called Chocolate Stout.
Oh, yes. Our friends at, yes. Okay. Yeah.
State of Brewing.
Yes. Yeah. Or Campanology Brewing, or the real brewing name, Octopi.
Yeah, I'm glad it fooled you. Because see, if they put purple on there instead of blue, well, it'd really be.
That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah.
So let me put this in the banner. So I have, that's the name of it, Chocolate Stout. It's not even copyright trademark. Well, how can you trademark Chocolate Stout? Hold on, Bumpy. Chocolate Stout 8. Whoa, hit the wrong button there.
Yeah, I'm on the website right now. Burnt Hickory Brewery. Yeah, it's based here in Georgia. That's what I thought. Kennesaw, Georgia, which is not far from Atlanta. So there's another brewery in Kennesaw. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, I did a couple of beers here. I did the Digits. I remember doing that one.
Stout.
Used to be the name of the town. Big Shanty.
Big Shanty.
Before they changed it to Kennesaw.
What's the ABV?
9%.
Nice.
A little too low for me. Yeah,
it's a light beer for you. Okay, now we got a break. So I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana Beer Reviews. Beverage Ramble, if I can turn my hand around, is in Georgia. And now we're bringing in a New Hampshire guest.
Hello.
Bumpy Road Brews.
What's up, Bumpy?
What's happening?
I'll
lower myself.
Doing a video. We're doing Imperial Stouts, strong stouts. Now here comes Michael Komarov from New York City, New York.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
Fine. So, Bumpy, what are you bringing?
All right. I got something from Kettlehead Brewing Company. They're out. Well, they used to be out of Tilton, New Hampshire. Now they have a brewery in Franklin, New Hampshire. So I'm not sure if they moved shop, like they opened up and one in Franklin and moved, or if they're running both locations now. But this is called Sunday Night. It's an Imperial Stout at 9% ABV. And it has chocolate, marshmallow, and almonds in it.
Oh, goody.
Like it says with a cherry on top is what it says on the bottom.
So it's like a chocolate bar. Now, what do you have, Michael?
I have from...
Ha-ha! Yes.
Is that the Lexington Brewery?
Jay, this one's famous.
Nope.
This
Yeah.
is from Wisconsin, Bumpy.
Oh.
And it doesn't even tell you on the label who it's from, which shows you how adventurous they are.
Yeah.
But it's is this brewed by Octopi?
Yeah,
Correct.
State of Brewing, Octopi. It should say State of Brewing somewhere. Well, that's actually legally required. You have to have.
Okay, it says it, but in very small print on the
And
bottom
also
here. It says
Campanology Brewing,
State
too.
of Brewing barrel-aged stout at 11%.
I never could find it in my town. They never did have it, but I did buy a 3% cheaper one. So I'm not, unfortunately, Michael and mine don't have websites. We can't show because they don't have it listed at this time. Keith's World says, yeah, it was a little bit too chocolate forward. Yeah, it's a little heavy handed, but at least, like my friend David Garlipied always says, if they're going to say chocolate, it should taste like chocolate. You know, a lot of these beers, you get them and it'll say some adjective, and then you're like, well, where's the bourbon barrel? You know, and that's always a problem. But so I'm gonna pour mine, and then I'm gonna try to bring out websites for two of the guys. So Bumpy, you notice I got a new computer system, huh?
Well, you haven't had any glitches yet, so.
I'm not.
Okay, so you're lying. You didn't get a new one.
Fooled ya.
Oh, geez.
All right. Whoa, this thing's leaking everywhere. All right. Fooled ya. I don't know why this thing's leaking. All right. I'll have to clean that up. So we get a thick beige head, and the appearance is just brown, like we were saying when we did our dual review. It's just brown. Okay. It's fizzing like madness, though. The aroma, yeah, it's chocolate. Now, they said they use two types of chocolate in this. Like I say, from Wisconsin, State of Brewing, Octopi, Campanology, whatever alias name they want to use, doesn't really matter. They're allowed to do that as long as they register the alias with the U.S. government. Apparently, Buffalo Trace has like 5 dozen aliases. Okay, they call it a, what did the U.S. government call this? They call it an assumed name, Okay, stout with chocolate extract and chocolate cacao. So they've got the actual beans and the extract. All right, so cheers on the taste.
Cheers.
Cheers.
First thing I noticed, the body is not heavy. A lot of people think stouts are, people I know that don't drink many things beyond Bud Light. They'll say, oh, I'll never try that. It's going to be too thick and heavy. And I'll say, well, most of the time it ain't really even that thick. And it's really not that heavy. So this is neither. Has a little velvety mouthfeel, but the body is medium. If you want almost watery. And I think you all have noticed that over the years, some of these stouts, they're strange because the ABV will be high, but the body will be sort of thin. At least I've noticed that. I don't know if y'all have noticed that.
Yeah, I've had a few like that.
It's chocolate all around. It's actually more chocolatey than Young's double chocolate stout. Sorry, Young's. The finish is mostly dry.
Pretty,
it's not a sugar bomb.
Pretty light.
Not sugar bomb.
Huh? Pretty light.
Yes, what I was saying. The body is unusually light, but I've noticed that with a number of strong stouts, like the Dragon's Milk. That was my complaint with Dragon's Milk, that the body was too thin, although the flavor was, really nice. Finish is kind of dry, and I like it. So, Jean, be patient with me. I'm going to go get a little wet towel and wipe up a little bit of this dribble
Right.
here. But I'm going to try to bring up your the website. Hello,
Yeah.
Aubrey D.
Burnt Hickory Brewery. So, you want me to go ahead and talk about my beer? Or?
Yeah, start talking, and I'm going to do a little
Okay.
cleanup.
This is what I have tonight, guys. Big Shanty Imperial Stout, 9% ABV. This is from Burnt Hickory Brewery Company. Big Shanty used to be the name of the city where the beer is brewed at. Big Shanty, now the city name is Kennesaw, Georgia. So this is my third time having this. I did a review of this and back in November, December at the time. 9%. So it's a Beer with cinnamon, real honey, cinnamon, and graham crackers. There's roasted coffee and nut complexity that is rounded out by the addition of lactose. Smooth finishes, very dry, making this stout year-round staple for all occasions. So, as you well know, I like Imperial Stouts, but the stronger ones I tend to dig. More like 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13%. Ones that really get the fullness of it and really make you feel like, woo.
In Jean's mind, anything under 14 is kind of weak.
Pretty much so. So here it is. Now you can see the head retention right over here. Pretty decent. Not too bad. Nice little color in this glass. So sorry for the. Let me lower the noise down. The messages I'm getting here. Definitely getting the cinnamon on the nose. Definitely getting that roasted coffee. Now I don't know about the graham crackers, but I'll see in the taste. So here we go, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Definitely the honey and cinnamon I'm getting. Definitely that roasted coffee. Slightly roasted, but I'm not getting that roasted nuttiness to this. And I'm definitely not getting that graham cracker. Yeah. I set it out again. As you see, I do with a lot of stouts. I set them out on the counter and let it kind of get a little warm. I took it out for like 15 minutes before we started, so started reviewing.
You want me to show the website?
Right ahead. It is creamy for sure. Definitely creamy. Definitely that mention of the addition of lactose in there. So a slight, and I would say very dry. I think a very slight dry finish I'm getting in with that. So, but yeah, I've had another beer from this company. I had their Digits. I guess that was their might have been their. Let's see. I'm looking at the website right now. The Digits that I had from them. One of their year-round beers. Yeah, there it is. It's their Blood Orange IPA. So that's the only beer I've had from this one and of course, this one here, of course, and the Digits I've had. So those are the only two beers I've had from the brewery. So need to make a trip as I've been wanting to do, which I will be doing more of as the weather gets nicer. And I did quite a few of them last year, hitting a lot of these breweries around the ATL area or those within driving distance outside of the Atlanta area. So,
do you like the idea that they're adding real honey, cinnamon, and graham crackers to it?
I do.
Do you find that it tastes like a graham cracker?
It says it does, but I'm not getting that at all. I'm getting more that the honey and the cinnamon and that coffee, flavor in the stout. But it's probably underlying very underneath for sure. It is creamy again. The lactose, as they mentioned, does have that, but very little of that graham cracker for sure. So
yeah,
this would be a good dessert, stout to pair with a dessert, or make this be the dessert by itself.
But it might be good to drink with graham crackers.
Yeah.
Right?
Or, or a pie on a graham cracker crust.
Or cheesecake.
Yep, something like that, that would be good with this, So very well done stout. Again, nice, beautiful color, nice lacing. Again, like I said, I like my stouts a little strong, but this will do. Sometimes we have to take it easy sometimes,
Oh, really?
9%,
You take it easy. Okay,
yes.
Now I'm having trouble finding this doggone stout that Bumpy has. It's driving me nuts. Okay, but he can help maybe.
It's very new. It's this is only a couple weeks old. So
What's the brewery again?
Kettlehead, all one word.
Kettlehead Sunday night stout. Okay.
Yeah, it's Sunday is in like a ice cream sundae.
Oh, I gotta fix that. Okay. No problem. I'll fix it.
All right. So yeah, I'll give this a 4 and we'll see.
Bumpy, it's good seeing you. I haven't been on with you in a while.
Oh, I know. It's good to see you too, Michael.
I know.
And this is a rarity to see you, Michael, on a Wednesday night.
Okay, well, you were doing the thing I love, so I had to come.
So it's got a nice kind of mocha colored head, kind of a little sudsy on the bubbles. The color of the beer itself, we're going to say black. Aromas, oh yeah, wow, lots of chocolate notes. I don't know if anybody's had that beer from Boulder Brewing Company. It was called what the heck was it called? It was some chocolate porter that they did.
From who?
Boulder Beer Company out of Colorado.
Oh no, I don't think.
Yeah, they had one that was this. It smells very. The first whiff was like, wow, okay. It was a very chocolate milk. Actually, it was called Shake. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had that one.
Yeah. So this smells a lot like Shake. Sweetness. So I'm getting that vanilla, that marshmallow sweetness. Definitely chocolate. Ooh, there is a touch of a cherry note in there too. They don't put cherry in this, but maybe it's the almond. Maybe that's kind of given off.
I didn't show the website because it ain't much to look at. All it is a text, and it's list. It's just a list of beers. But you want me to read what it says?
The list of beers.
No, just the one you're drinking.
Yeah, go for it.
It says Sunday Night, also known as Rocky Road, kind of strange. Stout, other. 9% Kettlehead Brewing, Tilton, New Hampshire. Dessert stout brewed with chocolate, marshmallows, and almonds. That's all it says on the Tilton, New Hampshire location list.
Yeah, and this one was canned and brewed in Franklin. So, yeah, I guess they still have both breweries going then. So
they got Stevens Mill. Oh, Franklin, New Hampshire. Okay, let me see what they're showing on their top list. Yeah, it's just still a list.
Yeah. No, so this is one of those thin bodied stouts. So I don't appreciate that. Very thin body, medium carbonation to it. It has this like real big like cherry note to me, but I'm really thinking that's the almond. This is kind of like one of those cordial, like sweet cherries. I'm thinking it's just the almond mixing with some of the malt and stuff. There's a chocolatey flavor to it. It's kind of like a waxy Easter bunny chocolate.
Good description.
Yeah, the body is just. I don't like this. Should have been a thicker, fuller body. I feel, especially being like it's supposed to be like an ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream's not thin.
Yeah. Flavors are pretty decent though. Bitterness is moderate, I would say. It does have a bitterness that's a bit roasty, toasty. So you're getting some of that darker roasted malt presence. It kind of shows up more tail end. And as I'm talking, I pick up on it a lot more. It's more of that chocolate and almond flavor throughout most of the beginning of the beer and everything. But yeah, mouthfeel. It's thin, it's watery, it's drying to the palate.
Do you think that I'm sorry to keep asking questions, but it makes me think when I hear y'all talking. Do you think that this is like a newer phenomena, like all these thin stouts, or was it probably always the case and we just didn't notice it or something?
I mean, if you look at like Old Rasputin, that mouth is pretty thin too for an imperial stout. So I'm not sure if it was something that was more or less common old practice, and then as we got into more of these adjunct like stouts, they started making them thicker. I don't know. But I've noticed, yeah, I'm not a big fan of thin bodied stouts.
Yeah. Because I remember, I know when I drank Guinness Foreign Extra Stout, which is 7.5, doesn't even qualify for Imperial. It seems to have a lot more body than a lot of these thinned out ones, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they may just be doing a thinner, like a a light body for their when they're brewing it, so they can use less malt and still get a higher ABV.
Economizing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jean is busy doing whatever he's doing, and I'm busy running this operation. And Bumpy is busy drinking and thinking. Drinking on it and thinking on it. What is B52 brewing?
They're out of Texas. So this is from when I went to Texas. I got a glass too.
How many times you been to Texas? Oh,
Just
that's
once.
nice. What did you think?
Some of it was cool. Like it was kind of like there's a lot of open land, pretty flat land, drive long distances, high rates of speed, and it still takes you hours to get there. And then there's some portions of it that are absolutely horrible. The big cities.
What part did you go?
Well, we landed in Houston. We had a hotel in Houston, and that was like the food trucks and stuff were nice. There were certain parts like the downtown that were nice, but there's definitely like you turn the wrong corner and you're looking at tent city and gang violence and everything else.
Oh,
So,
yikes. And where did you drive like a long distance in Texas or just around Houston and Dallas?
we went all the way to Austin from Houston.
Oh.
So yeah, we did like I'm not sure how many miles, but on the rent a car I put like 1,400 miles on it.
Yeah. So you were in the more flatter area. Yeah. My grandfather said Texas is the state where you can drive more and see less than any other state. That's what he said. But that was not nice to say that. Okay, Michael's waiting.
Did Drunken One show you all the highlights of the Houston area when you were with him? Did he hit some of the high points?
Well, he didn't come up to Houston with us, but yeah, I went to his town, and went to a couple breweries. This was one of them. I actually looked him up, and we went certain places, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't even know this brewery was here." He thought it was a different brewery.
Yeah, I know about a good deal of the breweries in that area. Yeah, I've been to a good deal of the breweries in that area, but not enough of them. But well, at least you had a mixed feeling about Texas, but not totally negative.
But I mean, it goes with any place. I mean, we got places around here that's the same deal. You got a lot of the fentanyl and heroin users, and they all tent out in the same areas, and we just don't have as many people that are halfway bent over standing there.
Oh man,
it was like every corner. It was like every single street corner had somebody just totally drugged out, and we almost got shot. The wife said,
"What the hell?"
Yeah. Hey, wait! You're stealing my line. Okay. What else? I was going to say something. Oh well, never mind. I'm 3 hours from Texas, but Louisiana has its own little problems, to say the least. Okay. Well.
Okay.
Cheers.
Anyway, this is from Waunakee, Wisconsin, and like we said, it says State of Brewing, but it's really Octopi, and
right.
They do this. They do one for Trader Joe's under the Campanology sign, and if you check it has to be the same product, just putting it into different bottles. So it's not like it's a different brew. It's the same thing.
Yeah, just a rebrand.
They're all 11% alcohol, and it's funny. This, after I got it, somebody got it for me in Connecticut because my Aldi's here don't sell beer. Brought it back for me, and I'm all excited. I'm going to get to show this off. And then everybody and their brother in the beer group all brought it. So in 3 different tastings, you got this, you got the Campanology one. So what, I tried one of mine, but I didn't get a chance to show it off. But let me put it into the glass for everybody. I'm using my Sierra Nevada tulip glass.
Okay.
And you see that nice, what is that? Nice, almost 3-finger.
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
Nice head in the glass, and the bubbles are the kind of closely knit bubbles.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you didn't know what this was and you just poured this beer in, this looks like one of the more expensive barrel-aged stouts that you'd see on the market.
Yeah, like Narwhal or something. Yeah.
And to give you an idea, Bumpy, this is $13 for a 4-pack. So $3.25 for each 12-ounce beer, which in our current market is really good.
Yeah, Mine was like $22 for the 4-pack.
Oh no!
Yikes.
Well, Aldi and Lidl beers, though, are known for, the beers they have are going to be at least moderately or cheaply priced, depending on what you're getting.
But you get a good deal. You get a
You get a really good deal.
Yeah, and Michael, I think in Louisiana, the stores that did sell what you have, which wasn't mine, they were selling them for $11.99.
That's $1 cheaper. That's great. That's only $3 a bottle. But I thought it was a bargain because it was barrel aged. Anyway, so the good thing is the head seems to be staying around, and an 11% beer, you have to be impressed with that as well. Let's get a nose on it.
Yeah, I was telling Jay. Okay, I'm sorry.
The person before who made the chocolate comment, the first thing you get on the nose is chocolate.
Huh.
So there is chocolate, but you can smell the bourbon in it as well.
Well, does it say bourbon or just whiskey?
It just says barrel aged, but okay, we'll make it whiskey and not bourbon. I'm not sure which whiskey they use to barrel age this. It could be anything, I guess.
Yeah, that's what kind of got me kind of suspicious when I read the labels.
But I'm getting kind of the oak on the barrel in the nose as well.
That's a good sign.
Which is always a good sign. Okay, it's time for the first sip.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Okay, this is not full-bodied. So right off the bat, that's one thing you do have to say about it. But it's not thin. So it's more like the medium end.
Yeah.
So, we're so used in barrel-aged stuff to have Bourbon County, which is, super thick and syrupy. This is more full-flavored than some of the other ones we've had. But I'd say the body is medium. The mouthfeel is medium as well. You get chocolate in the taste, but see, to me, it's not too much chocolate.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It is chocolate, though. I mean, you're not gonna whatever. There's no coffee in this one at all.
You get that bourbon sort of feel right away, Michael?
You get well, if it's not bourbon, it could, I guess, be what else could it be? Canadian whiskey? I don't know. Other barrels you're using. But you get the whiskey kind of effect, and you get the oakiness in the taste as well. I guess now the head is starting to go down.
Yeah, I asked that question about the whiskey barrels for a specific reason. In fact, I asked it for an actual reason, and I'll tell you in a minute why I asked that question.
Okay, it is not boozy for 11%. So
no,
if you didn't know what the alcohol was in here, you might guess it's 8 or 9. But it you can tell right off the bat that it's not session. I mean, certainly for the price, I really like it. It's not the best barrel-aged beer I've ever had. But if you think about it, even for the straight Bourbon County Stout, you have to pay $13, $14, $15, depending on where you buy it. And that's only 16.9 ounces. So you're only getting another 5 ounces of it. And to get one of these 12-ounce things, in this case for $3 1/4, I think you can't go wrong. So, Bumpy, do you have Aldi's in New Hampshire?
We do, but they don't carry beer.
What about the Trader Joe's?
It's the same.
Trader Joe's does. Yeah.
It's the same as New York, because the only Aldi's that I know that do are in Connecticut and Vermont, but they're both far away from where I am. So I'm close to a border with Connecticut, but that's not the part where the Aldi's are. So my friend lives in Torrington, Connecticut, which is in the western part of the state. And when they come back after Thanksgiving, they always bring me back beer. And this was a nice thing because it was barrel aged.
I paid $6.99 for mine when I bought it at Trader Joe's.
And that was a 22-ounce bomber, right?
Right.
So you get that same beer at Trader Joe's?
Yeah, it's from Campanology Brewing, which is also brewed by Octopi.
Okay. It's the same beer at Trader Joe's, but it's a different label.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to go.
Take a
visit.
look
And
and see
different
if
bottle
you can get it.
size too, because
Yeah, right. The big
Yeah.
bottle, yeah, the big bottle.
Yeah. So
I'll keep mulling it over, and we'll come around for a number when we go around again.
All right, now, so the reason I asked a question about the barrel, I noticed it's like what William Kepley said one time. He said, it's not what the companies tell you on the label. A lot of times it's what they don't tell you that gives you a lot of information. In other words, if they're aging it in bourbon barrels, they're going to specifically say aged in bourbon barrels because that's like a selling point. But they don't say that. They just say barrel aged. So now that opens up a lot of possibilities.
Could be wine barrels.
But but then if you read the label of the one from Trader Joe's, it says with the flavors of bourbon. Now, but they didn't specifically say bourbon barrel. It said the flavors of bourbon. Like Michael was one time, he's probably still got 90% of the bottle left. He had that Philadelphia blended whiskey.
I finished it.
He finished it.
thank you.
Okay, that product, I've never had it, but I would imagine it has the flavors of bourbon, but it's not a bourbon. So, Trader Joe's and Aldi is dealing on really low prices. So you get the feeling sometimes that maybe they got the best deal on barrels, and maybe they got some barrels that weren't the top of the line, but maybe
the throwaway whiskey barrels.
if you want to use a term like that, yeah, okay, let's say. But still, it's a barrel, had whiskey in it, right? So it's barrel aged, and that's why it's so cheap. But no big deal.
Somebody on the internet in one of the reviews described this as the beer to give to your friend who's never had a barrel aged beer as an entry.
I would agree with that statement. I would agree with that. I would give that to somebody. If they
Right,
never had a barrel aged or Imperial Stout, I would give them to them.
Right, because you're not paying a lot of money, and at least it'll give them an idea of what they're getting. I made the mistake, this lady I work with, who works on my last nerve, but it goes both ways because I think I work on hers. But one time I bought her this very expensive bourbon barrel aged pumpkin beer, 10% from a company in Missouri. I mean, this is they had it on closeout at Mathern's, so I bought it, and I said, "Hey, you want to try something unique?" Oh yeah, she said, "Oh yeah." So I bought it. I gave it to her. Next time I saw her at work, I said, "What did you think about that barrel aged pumpkin stout?" I took one sip and I dumped it out.
Oh.
I was getting aggravated, but when she told me that, but that was definitely not the beer to give somebody who never had she probably never had a stout before in her life. I don't know why I did this. I was trying to be nice. I mean, every time I try to be nice, I get burned, I was trying to be nice. I'm giving this to a person whose favorite beer in the world is Bud Select 55. So maybe that was a mistake. Okay. Enough of that. So this product here, this is a product that really confuses me. They're obviously trying to mimic somebody else's famous chocolate stout, like Jean-Pierre. When I first showed it to Jean-Pierre, he said, "Oh, you got Young's?" I said, "No, Young's is purple."
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Another thing I noticed about this beer. Oh, and by the way, it's $6.99 for a 4-pack. $6.99 for a 4-pack. Okay.
$7.99 here in Georgia.
Yeah, $6.99. I bought it 2 days ago, and that's not a bad deal for 8% stout.
Who's the brewer, Jay?
Same people that's doing yours.
Okay.
I bought it at Aldi. But one thing I noticed about this beer, it seems like every time I buy it, it tastes different, which is making me think that State of Brewing might not necessarily have the best consistency or quality control. I don't know that. But I don't know why it's tasting different every time. Like it's like really good, and then the next time it's like, I don't want to drink this again, and then I'm drinking it tonight, and it's like, oh, this is really great, I'm loving it. So I don't know what the story is. So I'm gonna
Some good cans, some bad cans.
right. Like, say what you want about Budweiser, and I know most of y'all would say negative things, and that's cool, but I give them credit because every time you buy a can or bottle of Budweiser, it always tastes the same, whether you like the taste or not. The consistency level is so precise, and then there's something to be said about that.
Beechwood Age.
Yeah, I'm not here to trumpet Budweiser. I'm just saying I'm talking about the quality control. Okay, so tonight. Now I'm speaking for tonight. Tonight, I'm loving this product tonight. Now next time I might hate it or dislike it a little bit, but tonight I'm going to go with 94. It tastes really chocolatey. It's got a lot of flavor. It's got a lot of character. And for $1.75 a can, 8%, I'm down for that. Okay, but like I say, in a week I might be saying, All right. So Jean-Pierre.
Yes, back. I'm doing some things right now, sending out my bills, get paid tomorrow, making sure it's taken care of for the weekend before the Super Bowl. I got some spending money,
Yeah, I did my taxes
broke, but
yesterday.
anyway.
I did my taxes yesterday, so I got a lot less spending money after what I found out. Okay.
It always happens, I'd say for anyone who just heard that statement, if you get something, be blessed you got something. So I'll leave it right there.
I got to give. I was able to give a lot yesterday.
I've been there. I have been there. So for the Big Shanty Imperial Stout from Burnt Hickory Brewing Company, brewery here in Kennesaw, Georgia. Decent stout. Again, I'm not getting the graham cracker feel in this, but I'm sure it's underlined. But I said maybe if I paired it with a pie with graham cracker crust, like a cheesecake or key lime pie or pumpkin pie. No, I doubt pumpkin pie would be on the graham cracker crust. More so cheesecake or pumpkin cheesecake. Yeah. So that probably would work. But overall, pretty good. You get the nuttiness, you get the honey, you get the get that coffee flavor in this, and definitely that sort of creaminess that you mentioned about the lactose. So this is quite good. So I'm going to go 90 out of 100 for the Burnt Hickory.
What was your price point?
I meant Big Shanty. I only paid for the can, so it was only about Imperial Stouts, $2.30 for this can.
Oh yeah, you can't argue with that.
Yeah.
You're a winner tonight. 90 out of 100, and you only paid $2 something a can. Oh,
winner! Yeah. As I said, when he said Imperial Stout, I said, okay, I better get this. I wanted KBS, or I wanted the Black Ops from Brooklyn Brewery, or the other one, the chocolate stout from Brooklyn Brewery. But I went ahead and got this though.
Oh man, but 2
winner.
years ago, I bought that Black Ops 4 Roses.
Right.
That was some nasty beer there, boy. I'm gonna tell you right now. I thought it was horrible, and then my friend David reviewed it. I never told him a thing. I just said, "What do you think about this?" He thought it was so horrible. We gave it a D. We hated it. It was terrible, and it was expensive.
Did you try the Black Ops? Did you try the chocolate stout from Brooklyn Brewery?
No, it's in my fridge. But we did the Black Ops 4 Roses, and it was so nasty. All right, now Bumpy Road is going to give his score, and I know he's not too pleased with that thin body. We're going to come back and do promos in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one's kind of, it's got some decent flavor. I mean, it's not like disgusting on the flavors. I think that, it could be, more in depth on the flavors with the stout. Too highly carbonated, too thin of a body. Aroma's pretty decent and all that stuff. But going off, I normally do my 50-point scale, so this is going to look even worse than me giving a 50-point scale. But if we want to just double up what I was going to say, we're going to give this a 76 out of 100.
Oh, a C.
Yeah.
Average. So you don't feel like you got a very good value on what you paid.
No, there's
Did you
much
buy
better
a
beers
whole-
out there that are cheaper.
Bumpy, did you buy a whole 4-pack?
I did.
So do you have
Oh,
friends?
man.
You have friends who like sea beers that you can give it to?
John and Nelly.
Oh no.
He'll give it-
He might rate it higher though.
Yeah,
His
he'll probably
price-
give it
you know,
close.
his-
He'll probably
his
give it a
rating.
96 out of
He
100.
might decide he likes it. You never know.
It's funny because all my friends drink Bud Light, and any beer I give them that's not Bud Light, they hate it. You know, anything. Doesn't matter what it is. They'll say, "Oh, it's horrible." I say, "Okay."
Just like the people I know when I lived in Mobile. I bring Miller Lite. They drink Bud Light. I say, hey, here's Coors Banquet. What's this?
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you real
What's
fast.
Rolling Rock?
I'm
What's
gonna tell
this?
you real fast. I'm gonna tell you real fast before Michael does his. Louisiana is like the Bud Light capital of the South. So I got invited to a party one night to watch a bowl game on television. If you want to call it watching, everybody's just talking, not really watching the game. But anyway, so I know what they're going to be drinking, you know. So I thought I'm going to do something different tonight. I'm going to bring something to kind of expand their horizons a little bit. So I show up with a 12-pack of Michelob, not the Michelob Ultra, the regular. You know what I'm talking about? The all malt fancy Michelob.
Regular Michelob, yeah.
They looked at me like I was out of my mind. A couple of guys drank it and they were like, "Oh, this is different." And then I had all this beer in the fridge, and the people were like, "We're never gonna drink it." It was just terrible, and I was like the bad guy because I showed up with a nice beer, you know, nice in that sense.
Yeah.
In the craft beer world, people would say Michelob ain't no great beer.
You know, you can't please everybody, man. That's what's
Yeah, and that night I pleased nobody except
Yeah, you could have brought a 12-pack of Keystone. That might have gotten them.
they probably would have preferred that. Okay.
Okay, so anyway, this is what the bottle looks like. It's pretty nondescript. It says barrel aged stout, and you have to search for the state of brewing, which is written in small letters. It is darker black than everything else. State of brewing, Waunakee, Wisconsin. So
And
anyway,
if you
like
notice they don't even have it trademarked.
no, there's no trademark on it. 11%, 12 ounces, and this is what I've still got left to drink. So I'm not exactly pouring it down, but see, I think that this is a really good bargain buy, and I highly recommend this for anybody to try because I think it's at least above average for what it is. Like Jay said, we don't know what kind of barrels they use to make it, but it at least is giving you some whiskey flavor and a whiskey nose, whatever. I'm going to give it a 95. So I think it's a solid A for what it is. And it's not too chocolatey for me, even though it was for, let's see who that first person was at the beginning who found it too chocolatey. I have it in the notes. Keith's World. Thought it was
He commented.
too chocolate. Now, again, if people don't like chocolate in stouts, maybe this is not a good one. But I think chocolate goes well. So I highly recommend it, Bumpy. If you can get it at Trader Joe's under the Campanology brand for $7, it's worth it.
If I saw that 4-pack, I would buy it, especially for $11.99. But my Aldi is just like, man, they're not bringing in too much interesting stuff as far as beer goes, but they've been bringing in some interesting non-beer products. I don't know. I can't figure Aldi out.
Where are there other Aldis near you that might be 5 miles away or 7 miles away where you might be able to find better beer? Is there another one close by?
Yeah, we're like 19 miles away. I went to that one 19 miles away and it had even less.
Wow.
And you should have heard my friend David going off and going berserk after he went over there. He said, I went over there. I drove all the way across town and I went there. And he was just flipping out because they only had one brand of beer when he was there.
Wow.
And so I don't know. It's really strange. And every time I ask him when I go to Aldi's, I say, what's going on? Well, actually, the one over here is pretty well stocked right now. It's just they only have a few specific brands, you know that, and they don't deviate. but they were telling him or me like, well, our warehouse doesn't have what we need all the way. It's like the warehouse is half empty. So, but they're building a new warehouse in Alabama, Loxley, Alabama. So apparently that's going to alleviate the distribution trouble.
You did buy that Advent calendar case, which I saw some of your beers reviewed, and certainly you paid a fair price for that beer.
$49.99 for a 24 pack.
I tried to look at Aldi's when I went there to see if they had any more left, just in case, things, might be, but everything's all gone. Oof.
That thing over here, that thing sold out in a week.
Yeah.
1 week it was gone. So people are shopping at Aldi because they put those it's a big, huge thing, They put that thing on the shelf, Advent calendar, $49.99.
If you go to YouTube, they're doing both Aldi's and Lidl's. They're doing a lot of online advertising, a lot of it. And
but those variety packs sold out as fast as they put them on the shelf, they were gone.
Unfortunately, when I was up in New Jersey, seeing my folks, both there's no lead, but all the Aldi stores, unfortunately, don't sell booze. So, so I have to go to now. You said, Michael, you said New York, they do sell alcohol,
New York
right?
does not. The only two I know that do are Connecticut and Vermont. Okay. I didn't think New Hampshire did either. Bumpy says that's true.
Okay.
This comment.
What about Bumpy? What about Massachusetts? Do you have any idea?
No.
I don't generally go to Massachusetts unless I'm going to visit John or something. So, I don't know.
We can.
I don't know if there's any Aldi's there or if they carry beer.
Well, I'll tell you like this. Let's put it like this.
I doubt it because most of their stuff in Mass is in the liquor store.
Okay. Yeah, if you look on the Aldi website, they'll show each store on a map, and it'll tell you if they sell beer or wine or both or none.
And Bubba, you're in New Hampshire, right?
It'll tell each store.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
I like this.
I like the governor. I like the Sununu guy. He's a real cool guy. I want to listen to him on some of the news shows. He's a real cool guy to hang out with.
He's decent. He's been caught in a couple lies, but that's pretty much every politician.
Brando says the first time I went to Aldi was in Chicago in 2013, and I was convinced it was a movie prop grocery store.
My daughter calls it a box store because you know how they have all the products. Well, when you go in, they flow down in boxes, and she didn't like it. She shopped for
well, Sam's Club is that way. Sam's and BJ's and Costco, they have stuff in boxes. So
Yeah, but Aldi's strange. Okay, let me answer this, and then I'm gonna do promos. Hector, we did get hams in Louisiana about 5 years ago. I never seen a beer bomb out worse than hams.
I buy in Georgia. If you
they had it on the shelves, and nobody bought it. But of course, they didn't promote it. They did nothing to explain what it was. They just stuck it on the shelf, And people around here, they're not going to buy stuff if they just stick it on the shelf. They're just not going to buy it. So, I will, but nobody else will. So, yeah. So check the Aldi website, and it'll tell you if the store sells wine or beer or liquor. I don't know about Trader Joe's. Their website might do the same thing. I know that my Trader Joe's, I'll say mine, it's in a town 20-something miles from me. If I go to Trader Joe's over there, they sell beer, wine, and liquor. And their liquor prices are extremely low, like incredibly low. So I get phone calls from my friend David all the time, like, what's going on? You're not going to believe what I found. And I say, yeah, I'm going to believe it because you're calling me. All right.
In Louisiana, Jay, is like your state and a few other states that sells everything, liquor, wine, beer, and whether it be a Trader Joe's, your local grocery store, or your convenience store.
Right. No restrictions. Gas stations, grocery stores, every convenience store got beer, wine, and liquor. All right, and every little off the path, out of the way convenience store got craft beer in it. You'll see the most unusual craft beers, and you say, oh, this convenience store must have nothing. You go in there and you be like, what? You can't believe it. All right.
I was in Alabama, even Alabama, some gas stations, service stations, they have like a little section that has some craft beers,
Yeah, you'll find some strange stuff in these little stores around here. All right. Anyway, promos. Well, of course, Bumpy knows I watch replays of the new brew, but due to scheduling problems, I don't join. And sometimes they have stuff I have had. Most of the time, they have stuff I never heard of. But that's fine. That's the theme of the show. As far as tomorrow morning at dawn, got 2 more Scotch whiskeys going head to head. I don't think I'm going to get it wrong. I did get it wrong once. I was embarrassed, but I don't think I'm going to get it wrong. I got Clan McGregor, which is a famous brand. Maybe not well regarded, but I like it, but it's, inexpensive. Right. Clan McGregor, been around for 89 years. It's going up against Glen Logie. Oh, that glare. Which has been around for only 8 years. Although it's made by a company that's been around for like 128 years, something like that. All right. So, and then we got Fandango Friday, liquors and or liqueurs, Friday at 6:30 Eastern. As far as Sunday, it's like, is it going to be Super Sunday or Stout Sunday? We're waiting on somebody to let us know, but I'm not going to say who. All right.
It's my birthday too.
Yes. On Super Sunday, yes. 2 Super
Good.
Sundays. 2 Super
2
Sundays.
supers. Michael's birthday, and then something else going on later in the evening. I don't know
Yeah, some minor event later on, some
Right.
football game we heard about.
Yeah.
Actually, your birthday will probably be more exciting than that. All right. Anyway, now
And you probably could bring an Imperial Stout for that event, What
Okay.
happened? What happened? Who won? Who won?
You can bring your guac too.
your guacamole.
Yes. Hopefully, hey guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed that upload. I did the West Coast Hazy from Bell's Brewery. That's uploaded on the channel right now.
I saw that.
Okay, I got one more beer to review. I don't know what that is. I'll whatever. I'll pick. It's something. Probably another Bell's beer I bought, or maybe another Oscar Blues beer. So I got that to review, and after that, whatever I'll post, guys, just stay tuned. I'll probably have some more stuff to get maybe tomorrow and Friday before I do Fandango Friday. Of course, Jay, I'll be joining you for that. Liquor and liqueurs at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Super Sunday or Stout Sunday. I'll bring one or the other for that event. And as far as Wednesday, Jay, what are you doing on Wednesday next week?
Examine Stella Artois.
I think I might be some trouble getting that. So
Are you kidding me?
yeah, no. I'll definitely be joining you for the Stella. I'm speaking of, I remember that Super Bowl commercial with Adrian Brody when he did that. And it was just he has some ridiculous.
I did forget to mention that we're actually examining Stella Artois barley wine. No, they don't have such a product. I'm kidding. Okay.
So, but yeah, that Super Bowl commercial with him, and it was kind of crappy, but it was funny. But and then the recent one I know of, one with Jeff Bridges playing his the dude character, Stella R2, he calls it.
R2.
So, but yeah, so I'll be joining you for that on Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. So, and that's it. Not much else, guys.
All right. Well, for me, we got one live show. It's on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Bumpy Road Brews. And the show is called New Brew. Just bring a beer that you've never had before to join up on panel. It's pretty much a 3-part show. It's review the beer. Then we have a what I call a free-for-all. Basically, just everybody can just talk anytime. about anything. And usually in that whole segment there is where you kind of score your beer or touch up on any last comments about your beer. We'll move on to a little question and answer for the panel for the end of the show. Other than that, just my typical videos coming out. I got 50-point inspections on stuff that I've purchased. I have stuff that's been gifted to me as well. And I've even thrown in some cheese and beer as well. Beer and cheese reviews.
Oh, I have some Limburger cheese at my house right now.
Yeah. Teach their own.
Nobody else wanted to eat it with me. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna go to Michael.
Cheers.
Okay, so yesterday, my daughter shopped for us at the food co-op, and before she leaves, I make her go. There's like specials they have in the front, and when I go, I'm a lot more careful to check everything out. She won't do that, but she'll at least tell me what they are, and I'll tell her whether to get me any. And what she was able to find, which is interesting, who gets 6 Point where they are?
Not me.
Bumpy, you get 6 Point? Have you tried their Screamsicle?
I have not tried the Screamsicle. I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so what this is, it's a hazy double IPA with orange and vanilla. And I tried one last night. It's from their Infinite Loop series. I mean, I don't know how to come up with these names, but whatever. Anyway, the problem is this is not hazy like we know it in the Treehouse, Trillium, and other half style. This is more like chill haze style, if you know what I mean. You've probably seen it. It's not a clear beer by any stretch. There is a mild haze, but compared to what we're used to, which maybe there's lactose involved, maybe not, but whatever it is, this is one you really can't see through it, but if you put it up to the light, it doesn't look like the other ones do.
So it's transparent. It's translucent. It's translucent, but it's not transparent.
Right. So I'm not going to say it's phony hazy because there is a mild haze, but it's not like what we're used to. And I thought the beer was good, but I've had it on tap, and it was better on tap than it was in the can. And that can be from a number of factors. This one that I got is good until March 15th. And the way I think 6 Point works is on a 6-month scale, which means it was probably canned on September 15th, which on my viewing of double IPAs, it's probably really past its prime. So they can say 6 months shelf life, but when you get into month 4, 5, and 6, it's kind of, maybe that was why it wasn't as good as the one I had on tap. But I mean, it wasn't bad. There was nothing bad in it. It's just like the hops may not have been as good as they were earlier. So they start to fade a little. You could get the creamsicle. It's supposed to be, it's a play on creamsicle. So you get the orange and the vanilla and the kind of creamsicle. So I did get that. But, I wouldn't say this is amazing. And I'd say it's like above average, but not great. And 6 Point does brew beers of that type, or used to. Now, I don't know. Since they've been in this artisanal venture grouping where they're no longer an independent brewer, they're just in a group, maybe, I don't know if they're cutting corners, if that's the reason, or that maybe they're just changing some of the styles in the way they're brewing. But they have brewed the other style of more like the doubles that we're used to with, a little bit more character in them. Okay, so this was 78 cents a can.
Oh, man.
Not bad. That's a good deal.
Reasonably priced. Okay. Now the other one, and Bumpy, I have a question for you. What breweries are in Portsmouth, New Hampshire?
You want me to name all the breweries?
Oh, all right. I'll give you the aside, and you can maybe figure it. This other one I got is from Blue Point, which is in Patchogue, Long Island, but it's another InBev company. So the one in Portsmouth has to be an InBev company.
Cisco.
Okay, so they brew some of this in Cisco's brewery too.
I like
their winter warmer at 6.4%, and this was only 75 cents a can, but it is a 12-ounce can.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
And those are the two things that you got. And this one is good until March 11th. But because it's a winter warmer, I would say I'd feel safer that this will last past the date.
Yeah.
It probably will.
Of the style.
I enjoyed the Blue Point toasted lager. I can't find that anywhere. That toasted lager was really good by Blue Point, but that's.
But if you think about it, almost everybody is owned by somebody.
Oh yeah.
Now, to my knowledge, you see me in my Sierra Nevada glass, they're still wholly independent, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but for how long?
Could be next week for all we know, but I'm just saying they still have not been bought by anybody.
Remember, I'm gonna tell you what, Blue Point, Anheuser-Busch gave Blue Point $24 million. I thought they would go higher, but they gave him $24 million and then they bought him out.
Look, it's to the point now you have to accept the fact that most of the beer is bought out by somebody. You have to watch the level and see if it drops and how good it is over time.
Yeah, it'd be like if you were a liquor drinker. If you're not going to drink liquor that's from a buyout company, you're just not going to drink liquor, because over the last 300 years, they've all basically been bought out. Now, you might find some little craft liquor company. Then you'll go and find out that their liquor is actually made by a macro, and they just bottle it under their name. It's kind of funny,
I mean, look at
their wine.
Terrapin. Look at Terrapin, what they did when they sold to Molson Coors and what's the other one? Breckenridge, I think. Also, they were another craft brewery, and they were sold to AB InBev. So
yeah, my question is never who owns it. My question is, does it taste good?
Yeah,
I think most of the time, majority of the time, they just let the guys, hey, you keep doing what you're doing. We'll stay the hell out of the way. Stay the hell out of your way.
Yeah, what would be the benefit of taking over a company and ruin all their beers so that nobody buys it? I don't see where that would help you out too much. But I guess it's happened. It's probably happened, Probably has for sure happened, but doesn't help. All right. Any last comments? I know everybody's had a busy Wednesday.
Well, I guess we won't know until Sunday whether John's going to be hosting or not. I'll try. It's my birthday, but I'll try to come on anyway.
right. It'd be like a half an hour before 10:30, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm going hiking in the mountains."
Right. So then we'll have. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to work around.
He does a lot of stuff with Kate, the way it looks to me. I mean,
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
That appears to be the case. But
Jay, thank you for hosting tonight on regular Wednesday deal.
Oh, you're welcome, and I appreciate everybody joining. I certainly do. And David wanted to join, but he had a meeting to go to, mental health meeting. No, I'm just kidding. He had a Knights of Columbus meeting.
Are they serving Coors Light, Bud Light, or Miller Lite?
Probably one of those three, and only those three.
No Milwaukee's Best Light.
Now you'll get kicked out of the organization if you show up with Milwaukee's Best Light, or if you show up with Norwal. Same thing. They drink real beer: Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller Lite. Not this flim flam stuff like Milwaukee's Best Light and Norwal Barrel Aged Imperial Stout 2016 vintage. They don't drink that garbage. All right. It's funny though. I brought some beer to a Knights of Columbus meeting one time. It was this English pale ale, and the guy said, "I'll try it." And then I said, "What'd you think about it?" "Oh, I dumped it out." I said, okay.
Hey, everybody's tastes are different.
I guess I don't understand why people won't give stuff a chance and at least have a few sips before they.
That's what I say, Mike.
You know?
I agree with you.
This guy, I think he took literally 2 sips and it was down the drain. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I give up. I am not going to try to help. If you want to say help, I'm not going to try to encourage people to try different products because it never works out for me. They always hate it. And I don't care what it is. They just hate it. So that's it. I've learned my lesson in 25 years of doing this, 28 years of doing this. No, sorry, 27 years of doing this is no win. You never win. The only answer I ever get is either it's nasty, it's trash, or yeah, that's pretty interesting. And which to me means they hate it and they're never going to drink it again.
They want to be kind. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Being
right.
Respectful.
But I mean, you can tell when they hate it because they're in their mind when they get home from work, baby. When they get home from work, baby, they want to drink something good like Bud Light. and they are so happy drinking that Bud Light out of the can. Of course, who ever heard of pouring beer into a glass?
Yeah.
Jay, that's because Bud Light has a lot of depth to it. That's what they like about
Right.
it. It's a deep beer.
My neighbors next door, when they at home from work, they and on the back porch, they smoking cigarettes and they drinking those pint cans of Bud Light.
Whatever.
Oh.
Each
And
his
then they're
own.
shooting those cans off their bands.
No, they're not shooting anything. They just drink. But I just watch them. I'm just watching the man and his wife, and I'm thinking they are so happy to drink this, you know. But I guess, like Micah would say,
Whatever.
if they enjoy it, what's the hurt? What's the damage?
Go for it.
You know,
Go for it. But looking forward to seeing you guys either on Sunday or in the near future.
All right, so all right, yes, you too, Michael and Bumpy and Beverage Ramble. Y'all take care, and I appreciate everybody joining.
Everybody enjoy the Super Bowl on Sunday. I want the Chiefs to win.
me
I don't
too.
like-
As
I
a
don't
Giants
like the
fan,
Eagles.
I can't root for Philly.
Eagles
I'll
are,
let Josh know, Michael.
Eagles
I
are
don't-
garbage.
I don't care who wins, but
No, they're a good team though, Bumpy. I won't say they're not. They are good.
okay, bye-bye, folks.
Take
Good
care,
night,
everybody.
America. Good night, world.